Okay, I'm back at it. I'm doing it again. I'm playing the game again. Okay. I don't know where I am. To find my way back up. Or oh right. Okay. All right. So I'll just get it out of the way. Where the reason? Fuck. There's a very specific reason why I haven't played the game in a while. Uh, I fuck. How do I say this without sounding like a fucking idiot? Af- After the second day that I played this, which is the second video. I've only played it twice. Those aren't edited in or mashed in or anything. That's just my two playthroughs. Um, I had a dream about the Dark Place, or at least I can equate it to the Dark Place. I wouldn't say it's like a 1-to-1. There weren't any three red dots. Wasn't any wolf. Wasn't any of that. But it was. Yeah, and it's probably it's too cheap to say it was the Dark Place, but I mentioned before that I had while I was walking the train tracks. I remember I once did walk on train tracks for a considerable amount of time, and just like one day, it was an experience. It was it was something I did, and I had a dream about doing it again. Except I it wasn't a retray. I wasn't where I was before at all. I was in a different place along different train tracks, and I was just walking. That's all that happened. All I did was walk across these train tracks for however long. Dream time is fucky like that. But I just had this feeling of like melancholy, I guess, or like it was like a dullness. I It was odd because I enjoyed it. It was sunny outside, but it wasn't hot, and there was a nice wind, like just a light wind, but it was still warm. It was like the perfect conditions for being outside, in my opinion. Like, I mean, short of like there weren't any gray clouds in the sky, I would have appreciated more clouds. I guess my ideal warm yet overcast, but it was. I mean, that's the thing. There were no clouds. It was just the sky. I don't think I saw the sun either, but I wasn't really looking for it. I would just kind of had my eyes forward, and I enjoyed the walk, but it was just like this overwhelming feeling of like kind of I don't I it was I don't want to say it was like sad. It was like the hint of sad. It wasn't sad. It was just kind of empty. I don't know. It was a feeling. It was odd and it was strange. But I that was it. That was the dream. I just walked along these train tracks for it felt like a long time, but I don't know how long the actual like how long in my sleep period it took. I don't know how long it took in terms of dream time or whatever that gunk is, but it went on for what seemed like a very long time, and I felt it too. Was the thing, and I mean, obviously, I felt it. I just went on a big stint about how it was melancholy or whatnot, but it was. I don't want to call it vivid. I don't want to call it like it was a lucid dream. It wasn't lucid. I was aware, but I wasn't like conscious, I guess. But it was. I felt the dirt under my feet in my like my shoes, my fucking. I felt I felt it all. I felt the clothing. I felt fucking the wind. I felt the feeling, the sun on my skin, everything. it was there. And I guess that's a good way to feel it. When I talked about how it was sad but not sad, and empty but not empty, but it was like it was. I mean, it was a dream. I don't know if any of you have ever had dreams like that, but it was. I felt it, but it wasn't real. It wasn't fully there. It was like there was a mist over all my senses. So I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't go so far as to say it was uh, a lucid dream, but it was a dream. It was a hell of a dream, and I had that dream, and I woke up in the morning, normal time. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't like crying or shaking or anything like that. I just woke up normally, and for the first time in a long time, felt nothing like in my body. I just felt normally there's like some ache or like maybe there was a bunch of fucking blanket underneath me or something like that, but I just felt like comfortable, I guess. I don't know. I'm really bad at describing how this stuff goes. I'm verbose, but I can't speak for shit. I Anyway, it yeah, it felt again, it was one of those things. It felt really nice to just wake up and be in a state of like comfort, and it wasn't necessarily. It was odd. It was odd. The whole thing was odd. But I eventually got up and I went about my day as normal. But the entire day I was at work, when I got home from work, throughout like the rest of the day, all I could think about was this game. And I was thinking like how it would like how I basically fucking was picturing this map where everything was placed, different ways I could take. I was thinking I was thinking about everything and anything I could, and it wasn't just the gameplay either. It was like the game, the world that the game was like splitting. I was thinking about what different things meant. What was each place? Where? Why? What was it? And I was all I could think about all day. I was doing things. I wasn't like spaced out, but it was just always in the back of my head. And I think that's almost what scared me the most was the fact that it overrode the things that are usually always in the back of my head. Because I'll spare you the details, but I have a tendency. I've had the same like feelings and thoughts in the back of my head for probably the last decade or so, and for the first time in that decade since I was like a kid in elementary school, I mean I could pinpoint you exactly when the thoughts and feelings popped up. I remember that vividly, but it ever since that day they've always been there. But that day they were replaced entirely with this, the dark place. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't angry at all that day. And it persisted in the next day too. It wasn't as strong. Like I didn't have the same dream that next night, and I started to get some of my old habits and thoughts back. And by the third or fourth day or so or whatnot, it was back to normal. But it that one day had such a profound effect on me, and I just don't know. It scares the hell out of me. And that same day was the first day in some months that I put pencil to paper and actually like really drew something. And all of these ideas popped into my head. This I've been writing a story too, and by writing, I mean opening up a Word document, writing a couple sentences, deleting them, and then closing it for years. And I finally am getting stuff done on it. I don't know. It's fucking like after playing this game, it just reverted my mind back to before everything, and I don't know why. I do not know why. I can't comprehend it. I had this dream, and I I was free again. I was fucking doing things with my mind and my hands, and I wasn't who I have been for the last decade plus by now, probably 11 years, 12 years. I don't even remember anymore. But it fucking it's baffling, and it scares the hell out of me. And after that dream, I didn't want to play this game again. It was so strange and off-putting, and I don't know what it's doing, or what it did, or what my own brain did with it. It absolutely scared the shit out of me. I didn't. I almost thought about uninstalling the damn thing. I swear to you, the thought passed my head, and just like never playing it again. But I know I have to, because I said I would, and so here we are again, back at it. I don't know if that will ever happen again, or if it was just a one-time thing. But it was, I don't know. It's the scariest thing so far about this game. It's not the fucking the cardboard people, the wolf, the ghosts, the trees, the monsters, the existential dread of death itself. That's nothing. It was this fucking one thing, that this dream, and what it did to me, that like I loved it. I loved it, but I don't know why it happened. I don't understand. I didn't I couldn't I don't know. Fuck. Okay. If I sit here not doing it, I'm just gonna close the game. I have to fucking do something. Oh, fuck. I still don't know if I start in the direct center. That'd be nice, but I don't know. I'll head east. Never did figure out what this is. Big cement tower. It's got something electrical inside. Tiny white key. Oh. Was it this that simple? How did I miss that the first time? I'm in a dim, tight corridor. Behind me is the door leading outside. To my left, I see stairs going up. Ahead, I see another door leading into the center of the building. I'm gonna open the door. I step inside. The light is off, but in the dark I can see something big that has a black tarp over it. There's a light switch on my right. Switch it on. I flick the switch. A dim light bulb blinks on. Now I can see the whole thing. It's massive, whatever it is. It's surrounded by big, old, dead computers and machinery. Uncover it. I uncover a large mechanical contraption with what seems to be big black nylon wings on both sides. Looks like the bare metal endoskeleton of a giant bird. It's clearly in disrepair. Look at the computer. Make my way over to a dusty old computer. Reminds me of an arcade cabinet. Turn it on. Reach around the back and flip the tiny switch. The thing whirs to life, surprisingly. The screen displays some options. Dragon schematics. Integral systems missing. Missing motherboard. Missing power unit. Missing central motor. Missing fuse. Missing speaker. Missing lenses. Missing disk drive. Missing vacuum tube. Return. Map. Map image seems to be corrupted. I'll have to draw my own. Keep track of landmarks. I'm doing that. Was this something I was supposed to find at the very start? Corrupted, entry 99. Tomorrow the cloud will be to the northwest, right over Dimlos. Staying awake tonight here in the lab. Not like I could sleep anyway. We set flight at dawn. Development has been cut short as I fear of tampering, sabotage. I barricaded the door. I hear voices, some my own, saying things I would and wouldn't say. It's getting hard recognizing my own thoughts. This would be my last true message. Sometimes, many times, I've wondered what am I really doing this for. Now there is one thing I know. To find a way out of the dark place is to discover what the dark place is. Games. Maze. The audio sounds corrupted. You are standing in a hallway. The floor and walls are coated in a thick layer of dust. The air is filled with it. You can't keep from coughing. Walk. As you walk, your bare feet leave clear footprints in the dusty hardwood floor. There's a red door on the left wall and a big window straight ahead. Window. The window is so dusty you can't even see through it. White dust. You gasp. It's a face on the other side of the glass, grinning, looking at you. Speak. You feel silly as you realize it's a mirror, not a window. Look behind me in the mirror. There's nothing there. Door. The red door, like everything else, is coated in dust so that it barely even has a color anymore. Knock. No one answers. Open. You turn the knob and push it open, displacing the thick mass of cobwebs that filled the crack at the door. The dust sticks to your hand. Go in. It's another hallway, just the same as the last. You walk down it, come to a crossroads. It said right. You almost step on some broken glass in the middle of the hallway. Inspect the glass. There's blood on it. Turn back. Right. Left. The hallway is no longer than the previous ones, or is longer than the previous ones. Go forward. The hallway is a dead end, except for something dark and round at the wall at the end. Go forward. There's a big hole in the wall. It leads to pitch darkness. Enter the hole. The computer screen goes black. Press buttons. The computer screen switches to a realistic visual of the dusty wall and the dark hole in the center. It's getting bigger. Turn it off. It won't turn off. Darkness is expanding out into the room. Rub my hand on the keys. The game won't turn off. Press escape. Press random buttons. Can't see anything. The darkness takes over the room. Suddenly I feel vertigo, like I've moved somewhere else. Green text appears on the black computer screen. Read the computer screen. Welcome to the undergoing. You have 53 seconds. Look around. It's a cold, sleek room with a computer on the desk in the corner. Go to the door. I go to the door on the north wall. Go inside. Art room. Paintings cover the walls, and unfinished easels are everywhere. Brushes and paints litter the marble floor. The artist isn't here, but there is a woman appreciating a blank canvas. I see doors on the north, east, and south. Go north. I go to the north door. Listen. Go inside. Workout room. Smells like rubber and sweat. Burly man stares me dead in the eyes. He lifts 400 pounds. Doesn't seem to want to talk. There's a hole in the wall to the west. Everywhere else I see doors. Go to the hole. Go through the hole. I crawl out of the hole and fall on my face on a grassy hill. I'm underneath a tree with a tire swing. Get up. I get up and look at the tire swing. Through the hole in the center I see a big room. It's a portal. Go elsewhere. Go north. Go east. Go north. west. Go south. Go east. Go south. Dirt path leads from the north down to the corner of this tall wooden fence, which is to the southeast. Go south. A fancy tall fence blocks my path to the east. South. Down the hill west, I see a big weeping willow tree guarding me from the wind. Go west. Grassy hill leads down to west towards a lake. I'm under a tall weeping willow which grips the hillside with its roots. Its long hanging leaves swing in the wind like a fuzzy beaded curtain. There's a tall fence line to the east. Go east. South. East. North. Rusted iron gate stands in front of me. Ahead is a mansion. Hop the gate. Walk through the front lawn. Go to the front porch. Go to the front door. Go to the window. Open it. Go inside. Go upstairs. The hallway stretches left and right. Across from the stairs I see a children's room. Left of the doorway to the children's room, a grandfather clock stands tall. Go left. There are paintings on the walls. One depicts a mother and father holding a baby. Ahead I see a bathroom. Go to the bathroom. It's a small bathroom. To my right is a shower. To my left is a sink and cupboard. And of course, the toilet. Wash my hands. My hands are squeaky clean now. Look at the mirror. I'm not there. Open the cupboard. I open the cupboard. There's toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and a box of latex gloves. Take a pair of gloves. Go back to the hallway. Back to the stairs. Go north. Listen. Open the door. Go back. Go into the children's room. There's a little girl with a red dress sitting on a big pink bed. She's staring at the ceiling with a vacant expression. Small toys litter the ground. There's a big closet. Look at the toys. I see a dumpster truck, a snow globe, a smiling telephone, and a pirate ship, among other things. Go to the little girl. The little girl isn't real. Her skin is made of plastic. There's a big mechanical wind-up key attached to her back. Twist the wind-up mechanism. She twitches into motion. I like toys, the drummer toy told me. Take the whole box. So I took the box and played with them all. But it's dark in here now. Where's the puppy? I want... She stops, staring up at the ceiling again. Open the closet. The closet, there are even more toys, as well as piles of clothes. Go back out into the hallway. Go downstairs. Tiny plastic marching drummer toys at the bottom of the stairs. How did it get down there? Go back up. Go back down. Continue down the stairs. The marching drummer's mouth is a simple black line drawn straight across its face from one cheek to the other. Its eyes just stare dead ahead. All the details seem to have been sucked out of the drummer into the drum. Continue. The drummer toy begins to vibrate. Something agonizes under the surface. Continue. It explodes into a giant slithering spiderweb of toothed gear wheels and sharp nails and screws. It's crawling up the stairs. I trip on the stairs. Get up. I reach the top of the stairs. Feel as if I'm running in slow motion. Go right. Dead end, a locked door. Drummer toy monster leaps onto me and tears me apart. Putting me back together to only rip me apart again. Till in the end I'm plastic, marching to the beat of my own mechanical heart. Head west. I can fix this, says the voice from inside the tree. You need help. Do I? You're bleeding. Yes, I know. I'm poisoning the water. You should cut me down. It would make a good lodge. That wouldn't fix it. Yes, it would. I'm sure there's a way. But there isn't another way. That's why I'm here, poisoning the water. So what? Why do you care what happens to me? I don't want to burden you. You won't be a burden. That's a lie. No, I'm telling the truth. I'll fix this myself. Fix it. The tree tears its roots out from the ground and then falls into the water. The whole stream turns dark red. To the north is a great chasm stretching far to the west and east. I cautiously step onto the wood planks, which are leaning on frail supports nailed into the dirt and stone of the chasm wall. There are no guardrails. I take steps down the stairs. The chasm below me is so deep that I can barely see the bottom. The bottom of the chasm is dark, paved with fallen branches. A few steps down, there begins a series of red marks on the wooden planks, each in a different position. I place my weight down on the next step where it's marked with red. It holds my weight, so I make my way carefully down the rest of the steps. I get to a series of thin wooden boards which are precariously resting on metal poles that jut out from the chasm wall. Between the metal supports, the wooden boards bend under my weight. Wind begins to flood down into the chasm from the northeast. It comes in gusts and waves. Lean an arm on the chasm wall. The wind suddenly stops. Keep going. Right here is a large metal door set a few inches into the rocky chasm wall. Behind me, there's a single wooden plank leading all the way across to the opposite side of the chasm. Look at the door. Big door has gathered a layer of rust. There's a barred window, but it's too dark to see anything inside. There are 3 marks of dried red paint on the door. Listen. It's too windy in the chasm to hear anything inside. Look elsewhere. Go across the plank. The bridge is just a long, narrow plank of wood. Here at the start, I see words marked on it in white chalk. Heed her voice, but don't test her patience. Go forward. I take a few steps. Wait. The bridge starts to creak and groan. It's becoming unstable. Go forward. The bridge plank gives under my weight and snaps. The bottom of the chasm is rising up to me. Close my eyes. When I get halfway across, the plank starts to groan much worse. I feel it bowing inward. Wait. Still groaning. I can feel myself sinking as the plank of wood bends under me. Wait. run to the other side. Or make a run for the north side of the chasm and step away from the wood plank. Catch my breath. I take a deep breath. Look around. On this side of the chasm is a more industrial metal catwalk that runs across the wall of the chasm to the west and east. The north chasm wall casts a shadow over me. There's a sturdy railing which makes me feel a little safer. Go east. Metal catwalk curves around the big jutting rocks of the chasm wall. The catwalk cuts off here as if something destroyed it. On the chasm wall is a large steel lever. Look at the lever. Lever can be pulled up and down to 4 notches, which are labeled with dots colored red, green, blue, and yellow. There's a big number 2 painted on the rocks beside the lever. Pull the lever. Pull the lever to blue. Go back to the bridge. Go west. Eventually the catwalk turns right into the rock wall. I come around the corner to a square room carved into the chasm wall. Big oriental rug has been laid out on the stone around a few pieces of furniture. The room is lit by a fluorescent lamp attached to the ceiling. Step into the cave room. There's a tall red door at the back of the room. In the right corner there's a lamp and a small coffee table. The center of the room is a wooden bench looking out towards the chasm. Go to the bench. There's a tiny potted fern under the bench. Put the fern on the bench. Sit beside the fern. Look down. The smooth, dark marble plaque inset into the rough stone floor with bold text, 8-minute travel time. Get up. Look around. Go to the lamp and table. There's an antique-style lamp on the floor, unplugged, besides a small coffee table. I see an outlet in the wall under the table. Plug in the lamp. Turn on the lamp. Look around. Go to the red door. It's a sturdy red steel door. It's quite tall, a couple feet taller than me. The handle is the same color as the door. Listen. Open the door. It's locked. Look elsewhere. Go to the bench. Put the fern under the bench. Sit on the bench. Put the fern on the bench. I leave the cave and go back east. Metal catwalk extends east and west along the chasm wall. To the south is a narrow bridge leading back to the opposite side of the chasm. Lever to green. Lever to yellow. come across a man, or a boy that has aged fast. He's pale-faced and gaunt, pulling a big black circus wagon northwest. Look at the circus wagon. The wagon is a big two-wheeled box without windows, only tiny holes, through which I just see dark. There are fancy carvings all along the edges. Look at the boy. The wagon is clearly a great force to pull. He's straining against the long wooden handle, pulling it towards the northwest. Wonder where he's going. Hello. Hey, I called him. The boy doesn't stop. It's like he didn't even hear me. Walk up beside him. Seems entirely focused in his labor. What's in the wagon? Finally noticing me, his eyes flicker between his wagon and my general direction. He stutters a broken reply. See something is something we don't have to see, right? He keeps moving. Where are you going? He is shaking. He turns to look at me, but looking at me is only a formality. All he really sees is the wagon. No, I don't know. It's going. Why do you need the wagon? The wagon is here for me. Run out, it keeps nothing in. I can't outrun nothing, if only. Can you kill it? What? Don't, stop it, won't. I don't know, okay? I don't. His fear is palpable, like the giant hands of terror have formed around him. Sorry. He starts again. He's quicker now, to make up for the few seconds he wasn't moving. Leave him alone. To the north is a fancy oak door. Faded letters painted on the bricks above it read DP Library. Someone grabbed my shoulder. Flinch away. The old man lets his hand off my shoulder. He wears a long, dark green trench coat and has a balding head. There's a bloody bandage on his neck. Who are you? Man holds up a hand for me to wait. He reaches a black gloved hand into his coat and pulls out a tape recorder. Take a step back. Take a step back as the man winds the tape back and presses play. Sorry, a deep voice comes from the tape recorder. I don't think it's the old man's voice. Why are you talking through a tape recorder? Rendering victims physically unable to speak. What happened? Forcibly extract the larynx by suction to the mouth. Witnesses and locals call them librarians. The mute man winds all the way back to the tape recorder, then he resorts to hand gestures. Can't understand him. They have a weakness? Aggravated by sudden noises. We have yet to acquire a deceased specimen and suspect they consume their dead or do not age like other organisms. Sorry, but I have to go in there. Experts presume suffocation is what bodies of victims never found. Survivors suffer from severe mental trauma. Open the door to the library. I go to the door. The mute man scurries off into the woods. Listen. Open the door. The door creaks open. Go elsewhere. Go to the door. Go inside. There's a black and white checkered floor and a big desk in the west corner, covered in papers and dust. I see a blank door to the east. Go to the east door. Listen. Open the door. Go inside. This library shows years of neglect. The shelves are filled with cobwebs. There's the way to the lobby and another door on the same wall to the north. Look at the books. I rub the dust off some books on the shelf and read their names. An Investigation of Dusk, Between Music and Silence. I flip through the pages. It's a children's book about a boy carrying a magic hourglass with his soul trapped inside. It's a book researching a barren land called Dusk that surrounds the dark place. Dusk has strange effects on space-time. Time seems to move continually slower the farther away you are from the dark place. The research team carried a telephone pole into the dusk to test the effects of the distortion. At about a mile out, they met resistance, before the center of the pole suddenly combusted into flames. They theorized it was caused by an intense pressure from the two opposite sides of the pole pushing inward. Go to the other shelf. I rub some dust off the books on the second shelf and read their names. Turn the cover with intrigue, only to find out that it's a phone book for the residents of the dark place. It's a wordy, educational, non-fiction book about the history of magic books and summoning spells. There's a chapter for various types of spirits and their cultural origins. Desert spirits. Desert spirits tend to be powerful and resolute, yet unpredictable in their judgment on creatures. They often require physical items such as candles, alongside certain shapes of stones to summon. Examples given include stones resembling man-made tools or utensils. Rainforest spirits. Rainforest spirits are obtuse, beast-like, and may seem mischievous. They are summoned with commands written in certain ink and then spoken. They are defined by their specific rhythm, syllables, and repetitions. Example spells are given turn a heel and kick and run, and throw one stone to kill two birds. Arctic spirits. Arctic spirits are gentle but stubborn and rarely choose to interfere with nature's course. No method of summoning is known. They appear on their own to meek souls in need, and often those who are freezing in the cold. Stop reading. I shut the book. Go elsewhere. Go to the other door. The room has the word office on it. Listen. Open the office door. The office is even more decrepit. Enter the office. To my left there's a coffee table, a newspaper, and a few magazines. Along the right wall is a sink, and cabinets, and an old printer. The far end of the room is a desk with a computer. Above it, red words are scratched into the wall, and a red arrow points down to the desk. Look at the words on the wall. For the loud mouths, fun and games below. Read the newspaper. I grab the dusty newspaper and read the first headline. Dagger spreads across Northeast for the first time in recorded history. Some locals have begun to perpetuate it with further acts of arson. Dagger Forest is the future, says a resident who would like to remain anonymous. Leave the office. Go back to the lobby. Leave the library. Go to the door. Go inside. Go to the east door. Go to the other door. Enter the office. Turn on the computer. It won't turn on. Leave the office. To the east is a red brick wall. A red cord runs up out of the ground and in through the wall from the west. see a telephone booth to the west. A half-buried red cord runs west and east. Open the telephone booth. Go inside. I noticed something written on the glass of the telephone booth in a small black marker. Wait longer. Leave the booth. Close the telephone booth. Go south. Go east. South is a murky lake. See a dock to the east. There's an old statue of an old man, taken over by moss and vines and dust. Examine it. The old man's glasses are awkwardly tiny for his head. Watch the statue. I'm not just stone, I move. In just a few more minutes. The stone statue doesn't move. It's just an old statue made of stone. Stumbled upon a campfire and a group sitting around it in lawn chairs. They seem less alarmed by my presence than by my holstered weapon. One hovers his hand over his hip in defensive posture. Hello. They visibly relax. One of the three, a brawny old man, tilts his head and seems to go back to sleep. The other guy keeps an eye on me. He looks younger and skinnier. The lady stares absently at the fire. Talk to the lady. One of her eyes is blue, while the other is hazel. She doesn't seem to want to talk. Hello. She looks guilty of something. Talk to the suspicious guy. Look at the younger man. He stares back at me. Name is Brent. Not a talkative group. Saying that's not going to change anything. Sorry. Heh, it's okay. Where am I? New here? Yes. We did hear a loud strike northeast of here not long ago. Wondered if we'd see you. You came out of the cloud. It's to the far northwest now. The thing moves fast. Came out of cloud? Yep, a cloud. What is this place? This is the dark place. No one knows what it is. How can I leave? Others will tell you differently, but I think it's impossible. Anything I should know? Must know about the 6 rules, right? Besides that, thinks for a moment. Don't go too far out into dusk. Stay out of the undergoing. I don't know. Dusk? Oh, you'll know what dusk is if you see it. Just try not to go too far. Time gets funny out there. You get slower and slower the farther you go. Just stay here with the rest of us. Okay. He looks at the fire, and something lights up in his eyes. He almost smiles. There is one more thing you should know. What? You ever heard a piano in a strange place, and the sound was gone before you could see it? No. They say there's a piano that only exists in the dark. What about it? Sometimes the piano plays notes, and you can hear it. Terrifying. Senses my sarcasm. What? Nothing funny about a ghost piano. You won't find it so funny when you hear it. Nobody knows what it means when it plays a note. Alright. Brent looks away, staring up into the trees. Talk to Brent. I already talked to Brent. I don't want to bother him anymore. Talk to the lady. Leave her alone. Go elsewhere. Go west. I turn to leave. Don't go west, says the lady. Stay out of the mansion. What's in the mansion? Shouldn't have said that, she murmurs. Now he's going to the mansion. There's a mossy gravestone here in a hole 6 feet deep. There's a shovel stuck in the dirt beside it. Read the grave. Here lies a gravedigger, barrier, and solemn hair trigger. The grave is empty. Take the shovel. Pull the shovel out of the dirt. There are mounds of dirt all around. Shovel up the dirt. Fill the hole. Begin to fill the grave. Keep shoveling. It's hard work. Sun beats down as the empty grave fills up to halfway. Keep working. The grave is almost full. Finish it. Sweating, I finish my work. The hole is filled. Pat down the dirt. I drop the shovel and stagger away. I feel as if I've been shot in the leg, but I survived. Look elsewhere. It's a white building with a shiny cross upon a tall steeple that towers proudly over the trees. Go to the entrance. Walk up several tall concrete steps to the set of closed double doors. Listen. Open the doors. Push them open. Inside is a hardwood floor and tan plaster walls. Go inside. Despite the high ceiling, it seems smaller on the inside. There's several rows of pews and a raised platform at the end of the room with a lectern. Behind that, filling the entire back wall, is a grand pipe organ. Go to the pulpit. Pass between the wooden pews and step on the raised platform. A whole plate full of communal bread has been left out on a platter on the lectern. There's a dark brown leather Bible beside it. Open the Bible. The pages are completely pitch black. When I touch them, some of the ink rubs off on my fingers. Look at the pipe organ. The giant pipe organ covers the back wall of the church. In front of me is a small piano-like keyboard. Play the pipe organ. Play a middle note. Play a low note. Play a high note. Play a low note. Play a middle note. Stop playing. Leave. Go around the back. I walk around to the back of the church and stand under its shadow. There's a pile of garbage bags and some writing painted in black on the wall. Read the words. Why must holy places be dark places? Look at the garbage. I spot a shiny gold coin among the bags of trash. Take the coin. Take the coin. It's not actually gold, but it looks nice. Go to the front. Go elsewhere. I'm I'm unsure in what order I need to be doing all of these things in order to get everything correct. It is mildly frustrating. I have to start over each and every time, but in all fairness, I should know what to do and what not to do. Learning and trial and error are just part of the process anyway. Walk between the lines of hands. Their fingers are stretched out like flower petals, as if they are waving hello to each other. Some hands are wrinkled, some are tiny. Leave the hand garden. Open the telephone booth. Go inside. Use the phone. Use my coin. Look at numbers. Call the number. Isn't this fun? Voice whispers. Well, I guess. Now, I have another question. Do you know how to find the safe in Dimlos? Contains something you'd like. No. I hope you know how to get through Dimlos without getting lost. When you find the clock ticking, go south, then north, then south again, then west. The safe will be there waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Stop making calls. Get off the phone. Leave. That's it for now. I suppose you guys are gonna have to wait for the next video. I have to go now. I'm in a bit of a rush. Have a good one. I'll be seeing you.